You wiped your tears when Jungkook walked in the balcony. His hands were occupied with holding 2 cups of coffee as he stood beside you before extending one towards you. Coffee. Thanks, you said, taking the cup from his hand. He then inhaled and leaned on the railing before looking at the sky. He knew that you were crying and you also have no intention to hide them from him because he's your husband and he has all the rights to know what his wife is going through. Mom was harsh, I know, but don't take her words seriously, Ryan. The urge of crying again came inside you, but you hold yourself back. Don't care about what others say. I'm with you and I'm happy to be with you. You couldn't believe that this guy, who was an arranged husband that you never wanted to become the most important person in your life. You looked down straight at the coffee. Jungkook, I don't hate kids. I know mom, dad, you, everyone wants to see a small child playing around the house, but it's just I don't feel like I'm ready. I wasn't ready for the marriage also, but still I have to get married forcefully. I hated you for everything, blamed you for a year just because I thought my life get ruined by marrying you. You looked at him. I don't want to be the same with my child. I want to be fully prepared, mentally ready to have a child. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. He put his cup on the table and held your shoulders before smiling softly. Yes, I understand you and I will support you. Don't worry, I'll talk to mom. She's just too eager to see a child, it's been 3 years. And she wished to hold her grandchildren. You nodded. Yes, I do. And I promise I won't disappoint. I just need a little bit of time. He pinched your cheek lightly. Take your time and don't pay attention to such things, okay? Because it's your body and you are going to carry the baby, so it should be completely your choice and I'm here for you. Now smile. You don't look good when you cry. You wiped your eyes and sniffed. Thank you. How is the coffee? You looked at him. You can never be bad at that. He chuckled. I pour my love in it. I heard that a couple can only live this peaceful life before having kids. After them, there's no going back. This made you chuckle softly while he smiled after making you smile. You woke up in your husband's arms, who was caressing your hair while you were sleeping, resting your face on his chest. You looked at him and chuckled. What are you doing? He flashed a smile. Admiring my beautiful wife who looks like an angel while sleeping. Do you know that when you overpraise anyone, it means you are lying? But I don't lie. And you came in my life like an angel, so you are. You smiled and placed a soft kiss on his cheek. Well, thank you, but now we should leave for work. I wish we can have a few peaceful mornings without worry about work. You chuckled and got up from the bed. Dreams, Mr. John, dreams. You gotta put a lot of efforts. You walked inside the bathroom while he chuckled. Mr. Choi and his team is here, ma'am. You looked at her and nodded. Let's go. You turned off your phone and slid it inside your pocket before walking out of the room. We have hired a team of the best software engineers, and our aim is to work on this specific software that will not only help the big businesses, but we can provide it for the locals to improve the quality of their online use of data. But what about the fund? We're going to need a lot of capital to design this software, and it can be a fail as well. Nothing is sure, right? A client questioned while you smiled before looking at him. Mr. Min, this company is famous for not only because it has gained popularity within a span of few years, but because we are the trusted and number one software company. I'm assuming that you have gathered enough knowledge before deciding to work with us, right? His whole attitude went zero in seconds as he lowered down his head. Anyways, we'll raise funds through shares, and there are many companies who would like to invest in us, so we just need a proper survey and permission to start working on it. You came in your office after the meeting and found your mother in law. It was surprising to you, but then you politely bowed at her before greeting. Hello, Mom. How was the meeting? You smiled and walked near her. Yes, it was good. Will you take coffee or tea? Oh, I'm good. I just came here to talk to you about something. You know what she will say again, but still you nodded, ready to listen to anything she says. Yes, Mom. You both were now sitting on the couch. She started after a long pause that was making you nervous. Whatever I said yesterday, sorry for being too harsh. You couldn't actually believe that she was apologizing for that, even though you were not really mad at her because somewhere she was correct on her side. No, Mom, please don't apologize to me. I should, you know, you deserve apologies from so many people. I'm aware that you didn't want to get married, but no one listened, right? Now it made you a little suspicious and confused because of the way she started to talk. It's okay, Mom, now everything is fine. No, nothing is fine. A confusion crossed your eyes. You need to be free from all these things, right? You have to focus on your career, your dreams, but we are holding you back and constantly pressuring you to start a family. But now you won't face all this and can fully focus on your work. In fact, Jungkook won't come in the middle. Mom, what are you saying? I don't understand. She got up from the couch before turning towards you. I'm fixing my son's marriage with someone who can actually give him happiness and truly know the worth of a family. Your heart dropped. If she was saying that to threaten you or for fun, it wasn't funny. What? She nodded. Give him divorce and then you can work all day night whenever you want. This is what you wanted, right? Freedom. I'm giving you. Anyways, you don't like Jungkook, so what's the point of staying with him? He has a girl who knows his worth more than you. Mom, sorry for being rude here, but you are no one to decide if I can divorce my husband or not. She looked surprised because this was the first time you answered her back. Whether I like him or not, it's our problem to decide. You may be his mother, but I don't think you should interfere in this. He's okay with it. He's okay with me working, and he's also okay with having kids when I'm completely ready. It's our choice, Mom. We'll have them once we are ready, and fixing his marriage to the girl who knows his worth. I bet you will talk about this with Jungkook. Success has really gotten into your head. I can just imagine the condition of my son. Anyways, I'll talk about it with him, and if he'll agree for the marriage, you have to give him divorce. And she walked outside the room in anger. A tear rolled down to your face. Jungkook stopped near his car when he noticed someone he never wanted to see again approaching him. She walked near him and Junko could see that she has changed completely, but still he has no feelings in the thing. Hey Jungkook. Jungkook ignored her and opened the door to sit inside, but she grabbed his arm, making him slowly jerk her hand. I see you are still the same. What are you doing here? A wide smile appeared on her face. Came to give you a surprise. How are you? Stella, it's better if we say goodbye and go to wherever we are going. She pouted. But your mom has told me to come home together. His eyes frowned and then his phone rang, showing his mother's name. He looked at her, who was smiling, and answered. Yes, Mom. Come home tonight and I hope you met Stella already, right? Her confusion crossed his eyes. I didn't inform Ryan about it. Can you please learn to do something without asking her? Come home and it's my order. She ended the call while Stella was already inside his car. Let's go. He gritted his teeth, but right now he can't disobey his mother. Jungkook dialed your number and after a few rings, you answered. Stella took a glance at him. She still hates that now she can't have him, but someone gave her hopes. Did you come back? He asked when you answered. Yes, just entered. Ryan, I might get late, so will you be okay? There was a short pause before you replied. Sure, eat your dinner on time, okay? He nodded. Bye. He ended the call. Stella looked at him. So you moved on, huh? Well, great. You seem to have a good relation with her. She's my wife, the only woman I love now, he said without even looking at her, and his eyes were only fixed on the road. If she's that good, then why does your mother have a problem with her? This made him turn his face towards her. And who told you that? She chuckled and looked at the front before leaning back on the seat. Looks like you're still unaware. Well, good for you. You poured yourself another glass of wine and gulped it in one go. This was not the first time, but from the very first, you always have to sacrifice a lot of things for your dreams, and you did. You never lived your childhood nor have fun like other teenagers because you wanted to work for your dreams, and now that you have achieved them, you wanted to focus on them. You were not ready for the marriage first, but got forced. They told you to stop working after marriage, but with the support of your husband, you are now where you are. But you want to take this decision by yourself. You want to prepare yourself mentally before having a kid, but seems like you have to give up on that too. You've been my strength after marriage, Jungkook. I blamed you at first, but eventually realized that you were that someone who I needed in my life to support me. The reason why I am walking ahead without any fear is because I know I have you. But what if one day you go away from me? You leaned back on the couch before looking at the ceiling and tears fell from the corner of your eyes. I know that you will never break my heart. Mom, I didn't even tell Ryan that I'm coming here. She looked at him. Don't worry, she knows because I told her. You met her? She nodded. Yes, but leave it and tell me how you are doing. Honey, can you now tell us what's happening? Why did you call Stella from the States? Jungkook, it's been 3 years since your marriage. We were happy and hopeful. We gave all the love and support to you and your wife, but she doesn't seem to fit in the family. Mom, why don't you ever have any other topic except Ryan? She's the girl you chose for me and brought in this family. Then what happened now? Why do you have a problem with her? Stella was surprised because Jungkook has never talked to his mother like this, and this shows how much he supports and stands for you. She realized that she has no chance of coming back in his life, and even she forced herself, she'll end up hurting herself. Because I didn't know that she would turn out like this. She's selfish, Jungkook. She doesn't care about you, me, this family. She's just for herself. Jungkook put the spoon back on the plate before looking at his mother. She's not even hurting anyone. In fact, all of us are hurting her, forcing her to do things that she's not ready for. Not everyone is same, Mom. She needs time, so can't we just give her that? Yes, we can. And that's why you should set her free. Confusion crossed his eyes hearing his mother's puzzled words. She looked at Stella. What do you mean? Divorce her and marry Stella, and this is not a request but an order because if she can't blend in this family, no need to keep her. Stella wasn't surprised because she already knew this and that's why she came back from the US, but the rest of them were shocked to hear that. What nonsense! He showed his disappointment while Mrs. John looked at her. I'm doing this for our family and there's nothing wrong. They both love each other at a point. I'm sure that love is still there. Jungkook pushed his chair back and got up. He was so disappointed and disgusted by his mother's behavior. Something I never expected from you, but I guess you are the one I don't know at all. How can you even think that I'll give divorce to my wife? Mom, why do you always want her to accept everything? Why can't you respect her decision? If she doesn't want to have kids at this moment, then it's her choice. And her husband is with her. Jungkook is right. What happened to you? How can you even think about it, Jagi? This is really disappointing. Wyan is the daughter-in-law of this family and she will always be. So you both are speaking against me because of her. Can't you see how selfish she is? They are right, Auntie, she said, getting up. I got agreed to marry him because I thought whatever you said was the truth, but then I see how much Jungkook loves her. I never saw him loving anyone this much. She looked at Jungkook. She was once in love with him and still, but she left him for her career. Didn't you say that you still love him? I do, but what's the use if I can't have his love? I remember that one time I also left him for my career. At least Wyan stayed, and I know why Junko fell for her so hard. Auntie, it's not easy for a woman to chase her dreams because they have to fight against so many people who try to bring them down, and it's just a matter of having a child. I thought Jungkook is not happy with her and that's why I told you that I'm ready to marry him. I'm happy with my life, in fact happier than ever because I know who my wife is, how pure she is, and I will never betray her and her trust on me. Mom, you really made me feel worse today. How did you even think that I'll leave her, that I'll get ready to marry someone else? I'm sorry, Jungkook, even though I came here with that intention, but after seeing your love for your wife, I knew I would do a sin if I tried to break your relationship. Jungkook looked at her. Don't worry, no one can break our relationship, and thanks for supporting. She flashed a soft smile. Jungkook looked at his mother. I hope you didn't tell her about this, and Mom, it's a request, he said, joining his hands together. Please don't hurt her. She doesn't deserve it, even though you told her so much that day. She never blamed you, then why? Why are you doing this to her? This was never expected from you, Jagi. I'm really disappointed. How can you even think about breaking your son's family? She was watching her son crying silently while pleading to her. Jungkook came back home. He was walking like a dead while eyes completely swollen because he cried in his car. He walked in the living room only to see you sleeping on the couch, curling up into a ball. He noticed the empty bottles of wine. He slowly came near you and sat on the floor before brushing your hair back from your face. He stayed there for some time admiring your face. Tears again built in his eyes. I'm finding more reasons to protect you even more. Do whatever you want. Achieve your goals because I will always be by your side. Let the world go against you. I'll become your shield. He stood and picked you up before walking towards the room. A big smile appeared on your face when you saw Jungkook waiting for you at the reception of your company. You ran to him and jumped into his arms while he chuckled. What a surprise, you said, pulling back. I thought why not to pick up Mrs. Ma'am from her work. I should accept that you are so popular and respected here. he said, looking around while you chuckled. Says the one with whose name most of the people knows me. Really? People here know me? He said, making a fake surprised face while you hit his arm lightly, making him chuckle. Good evening, ma'am and sir. A worker greeted both of you before passing away while you replied. So, what's the plan for tonight, sir? He smiled and you felt a blush on your cheeks. So, since we are free and we have time, how about working on another dream? You chuckled and looked down shyly. He pinched your cheek lightly and then interlocked his finger with yours before walking away. 6 months have passed and you have come so far. Now that you know you have achieved a lot more than you wanted, and also now you are ready to bring life on this earth in your family. It feels the right time now, and now you wish to make everyone happy, especially your husband who is there for you in all your struggle and success. You know how much he loves kids, but he still supported your decision, and that's how you know he's the perfect man.